ladies and gentlemen, we cannot overlook the fact that a very, very, very important member, constituent party of the I.N.D.I.A alliance has called for the eradication of Hinduism. We cannot disregard the fact that senior leaders of the Congress party have joined the DMK in calling for the eradication of Hinduism, in calling for the eradication of Sanatan Dharma. Ladies and gentlemen, it is inconceivable. The level of hatred against Hinduism is inconceivable, that the DMK and the Congress should be calling for the eradication of Hinduism. And the straight question would be asked, would M.K. Stalin utter such words about any other religion? And if he would not, then how does Udhayanidhi Stalin have the right to utter such words about Hinduism? Would Udhayanidhi Stalin, a very important leader of the I.N.D.I.A alliance, has called for the eradication of Hinduism and has called for the eradication of Sanatan Dharma in all levels of abuse and attack. This is by far the worst. Karti Chidambaram, son of P. Chidambaram, a very senior Congress leader, has supported the call to eradicate Sanatan Dharma, ladies and gentlemen. And now even if they try to qualify it, we must not allow it. The only question we must ask again and again, repeatedly, with more force and more anger, we must ask them, would they say such words about any other religion? We must ask them, would they call for the eradication of any religion? Apart from Hinduism, would they call for the eradication of Buddhism or Sikhism or Islam or Zoroastrianism? Why just Hinduism, ladies and gentlemen? And how is this okay? The question is not how the DMK is saying it. The question is, how is the Congress party justifying it? Would Sonia Gandhi be quiet today if anyone called for the eradication of Christianity? Would Rahul Gandhi be quiet for that matter? But it's, of course, in this case, it's about eradicating Hinduism, so it's all right. Power for the cause. This is how these people qualify themselves to be secular. That's why I call them pseudo-secular. Ladies and gentlemen, people who are concerned about the slightest lack of empathy towards the minority community today are clapping and applauding as the DMK, followed dutifully by the Congress, is calling for the eradication of Hinduism. What about Hindu sensitivity? What about it? Is it wrong to ask? 80% and more of the population of this country follow a faith which some people are calling to be eradicated. And how does Sharad Pawar, Rahul Gandhi and Lalu Prasad and Mamta Banerjee and all the rest of them feel that this is not an issue to be speaking about? And they expect the people of this country to entrust them with power in this country. Before you vote for someone, you would like to have certainty on certain basic principles. What is their position on foreign policy? What is the secret document they have signed with the Chinese? How do we know the contents of that secret document cannot be used by the Chinese to blackmail the country if they come to power? Similarly, ladies and gentlemen, what is their fundamental position on Hinduism? It is a relevant question. And asking that question repeatedly does not make us communal, it makes us truly secular. What is their real position on Hinduism? Some of their member parties say break Hinduism in Karnataka. Some of their member parties say eradicate Hinduism. Then they join them and say eradicate Sanatan Dharma. There are no limits. But I think we have a right to know what is their position on Hinduism. And then they give lectures about Mohabbat ki dukaan. Does Rahul Gandhi have the guts to go to the United States of America and call for the eradication of Christianity? Does Rahul Gandhi have the guts to go to the United Kingdom and call for the end of the Anglican Church? Or more specifically, does Rahul Gandhi have the guts to go to Italy and ask for an end to the Catholic faith? Can he? And if he cannot, and if anyone else did, he would not be quiet if he was an Italian politician. And if he calls himself an Indian politician, then he cannot, and I repeat, cannot be quiet when a major constituent of the I.N.D.I.A alliance is calling for the eradication of Hinduism. This is a serious matter. It is not just a semantical or dialectical or polemical matter. This is a matter which has touched a chord with the people of this country. Going to Mumbai, sitting in a 7-star hotel, talking about the good old times, does not generate faith in the hearts of the people of this country. The alliance, the DMK and the Congress particularly should know that if they have dared to call for the eradication of Sanatan Dharma, then this fact will be repeated again and again and again. And people who follow Hinduism, the Sanatan Dharma, cannot forgive, cannot forget such a statement. Ladies and gentlemen, this is no Mohabbat ki dukaan. This is hate beyond the extreme. It is hate against Hindus. Let's debate, ladies and gentlemen. Debate number one. Debate number one is simple. We must say the only way is to apologize to the Hindu community. Ladies and gentlemen, debate number two this evening. The editor's guilt with a capital T, the editor's guilt of India has been caught red-handed in another fake news case.
I don't care. I still stand by whatever I said. The DMK party was formed for social justice. I will always talk about it. I will always talk about what are the defects of the Sanatan. I never called for genocide. Do you have any proof?
I.N.D.I.A top ally asks for the eradication of Hinduism, asks for the eradication of Sanatan Dharma, and is unapologetic towards the abuses hurled on Hindus.
Any religion that does not ensure that you have the dignity of being a human being is not a religion, according to me.
More and more abuse coming from the I.N.D.I.A alliance for the Hindu community. Rahul Gandhi tries to be quiet. Congress leaders endorse the demand to eradicate Hinduism. All of the country is completely shocked.
I have not the slightest hesitation in saying that the whole Ghamandiya conglomerate is anti-Hindu.
I.N.D.I.A alliance in big controversy about the anti-Hindu position, about the abuse to the Hindu community. As the BJP says, it is spreading hate before the elections. Editors Guild of India caught red-handed in another fake news scam. FIR against them for their fake news reports on Manipur.
We proceed on the basis that he's willing to file an affidavit before our court saying that, well, He owes allegiance like every other Indian citizen to the Constitution of India, and that Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of the country.
But that's the
I.N.D.I. Leader Akbar Lone in controversy for his anti-India comments, told to submit a pledge of allegiance for his pro-Pakistan slogans. And a big step towards a manned mission to the moon. Vikram lander conducts hop experiment on the lunar surface. And ladies and gentlemen, a very top leader of a very top party of the I.N.D.I.A Alliance has called for the annihilation and eradication of the Hindu religion. He's called for the eradication of Sanatan Dharma. This toxic, malicious attack on the Hindu religion comes exactly a week after another I.N.D.I.A party leader called Hinduism a hoax. The back-to-back attacks on Hinduism by leaders of the I.N.D.I Alliance is not a coincidence. It is a pattern to abuse Hindus, to target Hindus. This is what has been said and how Congress leaders supported it, and then we debate.
Standing on the dais with a banner that can be translated to Conclave on Abolishing Sanatan Dharma, Tamil Nadu CM Stalin's son Udhayanidhi Stalin gave an open call to eradicate the oldest religion in the world.
இந்த மாநாட்டுடைய தலைப்பே மிகவும் சிறப்பாக அமைந்திருக்கின்றது. சனாதன எதிர்ப்பு மாநாடு என்று போடாமல் சனாதன ஒழிப்பு மாநாடு என்று நீங்கள் இதை போட்டிருக்கிறீர்கள், இதை அழைத்திருக்கிறீர்கள், இந்த நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு பெயரிட்டீர்கள். அதற்கு என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்கள். சிலவற்றை நாம் ஒழிக்கத்தான் வேண்டும், எதிர்க்க முடியாது. கொசு, டெங்கு காய்ச்சல், மலேரியா, கொரோனா இதையெல்லாம் நம்ம எதிர்க்கக்கூடாது, ஒழித்து கட்ட வேண்டும். அப்படிதான் இந்த சனாதனம்.
Congress's old ally and I.N.D.I.A partner DMK has drawn malaria-dengue analogy to Sanatan Dharma and called for its abolition, thus hurting the sentiments of over 95 crore Hindus in India.
Your speech has become a controversy now, and the BJP is continuously attacking you, though you have given a clarification.
I don't care. I still stand by whatever I said. The DMK party was formed for social justice. I will always talk about it. I will always talk about what are the defects of the Sanatana. I never called for genocide. Do you have any proof?
The Congress has used freedom of speech excuse to defend the anti-Hindu hate speech.
Any religion which does not give you equal rights, does not treat you like humans, is not a religion. So it's as good as a disease.
Sarva Dharma Sambhavana is the Congress ideology. But you have to understand, every political party have their own freedom to tell their views.
स्टालिन ने कहा कि कोरोना की तरह सनातन धर्म को भी खत्म कर देना चाहिए.
वो उनकी व्यक्तिगत राय होगी, हम उससे सहमत नहीं हैं.
The allies who shared stage with Stalin last week have a very guarded response now.
We should not involve in any matter which may hurt any section of people. It may be he's a junior, so he may not be knowing that. I feel that they have to respect every religion.
The parties of the alliance have a history of anti-Sanatan comments.
Message is that right-wing fundamentalist groups are suspected to be behind some bomb blasts. These are religious fundamentalist groups.
हिंदू धर्म नाम की कोई धर्म है ही नहीं. हिंदू धर्म केवल धोखा है.
BJP has some straight questions.
कभी उदयनिधि, कभी कार्ति चिदंबरम, कभी प्रियंका खड़गे, कभी स्वामी प्रसाद मौर्य जी, कभी केजरीवाल जी के नेता गौतम जी, ये सब एक योजना के तहत अलग अलग समय में इस काम पे लग गए हैं. हम पूछना चाहते हैं कि क्या सनातन धर्म को गाली देना कांग्रेस पार्टी की नीति बनी हुई है, ये घमंडिया गठबंधन की नीति बनी हुई है?
Is the opposition united in its attack on the most ancient religion and way of life, Hinduism? Let's debate.
Shyam Meka, is Rahul Gandhi agreeable to eradicate his own religion? By his own confession, he is a Hindu. Does Rahul Gandhi therefore plan to eradicate Hinduism?
Basically, see, why will Congress party get into these things? Congress party respects every religion and respects
because it has got into these things and because it has supported the demand to eradicate Sanatan Dharma.
Wait, that is the wrong representation. Congress party.
He has given the clarification already.
And first of all,
Udhayanidhi has already
Mr. Udhayanidhi Stalin did not call for eradication of any religion.
Louder.
He called for eradication of the afflictions that are plaguing the Hindu religion. That's what he did.
Exactly.
There are afflictions in other religions too. There is no religion that is not afflicted with certain things which are inappropriate. Would you eradicate those religions and don't shout?
We will, yes.
You will eradicate Hinduism.
No. He was talking of social reforms. He was talking of social reforms.
Absolutely yes.
He has already
Absolutely yes.
It is the BJP
Absolutely yes. You have called Hinduism a disease like dengue that must be eradicated. You have called Hinduism a disease like dengue that must be eradicated. I would like to know who will be politically eradicated instead. I want to put this to vote to the people of this country, for enough is enough, and this has been said again and again. We put it to vote tonight. If members of the I.N.D.I.A alliance think they will get away by saying you will compare my religion to dengue, compare my religion to corona, and say it must be eradicated, and if you think you'll get a few claps, then we shall also have the entire country stand up and oppose this perverted mindset. It's a challenge. It's a challenge to the alliance. Let there be a vote on the subject tonight. I would like to see how many people vote for you, sir.
Every backward will stand with Stalin.
I would like to see how many people vote for you, sir.
Your Brahminical supremacy.
I would like to see how many people vote for you, sir, in a country that is more than 80% Hindu. More than 80% Hindu in this country.
Very clearly they are with Stalin.
I want to come in on
There is no monolithic Hindu. The Dalits of this nation understand why Stalin made the statement.
The Dravids, Hindus?
The
Do you represent Hindus? Who the hell are you? You are a leftist bigot.
To discrimination for centuries.
You are a leftist bigot.
You want to denounce.
You are reduced to being in power in one state, that is Kerala.
You want to denounce Phule.
Your CPM has been booted out of every state in India. यहाँ बैठकर सनातन धर्म पर भाषण मत दो.
That there is no problem.
Apart from Kerala, you are not in power in any state in India, and that speaks volumes about the fact that the people of this country have rejected your leftist cabal.
दलितों के खिलाफ problem है. There is a problem, and you have to recognize the problem. You
माफी मांगो हिंदुओं से. हिंदुओं से माफी मांगो. हिंदुओं से माफी मांगो.
The words might be wrong. The words might be wrong. But he has justified that he
Apologize to Hindus. Apologize to Hindus. Uddhav Thackeray. History will remember. History will remember. History will remember. Uddhav Thackeray as the leader who couldn't open his mouth. Who couldn't open his mouth when his partner says we must eradicate Hinduism. History will remember Uddhav Thackeray for being that person.
Please.
I want to come here now.
History will also remember Rahul Gandhi for being the person who has been complicit with his silence when the I.N.D.I.A senior partner says we must eradicate Sanatan Dharma and says Hinduism is like dengue. He says Hinduism is like malaria. He says Hinduism is like coronavirus. It must be abolished. It must be eradicated. Let this be put to the vote. Make this the issue of the 2024 elections, for we are not sure of the position that you have on Hinduism, for you seem to be part of a conspiracy against the great religion of Hinduism.
There is no conspiracy.
Your hate has come to the surface now.
Arnab, can you please moderate the debate and ask this bigot
This
from
is
the
a
left
major
to shut up?
conspiracy, sir. It involves 80% of this country. Everybody watching Republic tonight. I say call for a movement. Call for a movement to apologize to Hindus. Let there be a counter movement. Arvind Kejriwal should call for an apology to Hindus. Akhilesh should call for an apology to Hindus. Rahul Gandhi should call for an apology to Hindus. There has to be a nationwide apology to Hindus for this subject alone.
Nobody will call for apology. This is not the formal statement of I.N.D.I.A. This is not the formal statement of I.N.D.I.A.
Why is this man shouting and Arnab? Why are you mollycoddling him?
It is a personal statement.
Why is this leftist bigot being mollycoddled on your debate?
Then we call, okay, 1 minute.
Why is this
Vivek, thank you. Vivek, thank you for opening the debate. In that case, thank you very much. I'm going to Sanju and then Dushyant. Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Their defense is an informal comment to abolish Hinduism, eradicate Hinduism. Then I call then for a formal statement against this statement if they have the guts. If they don't, then it will be clear to me that Udhayanidhi Stalin matters more to this alliance than 80% of the population of this country. It is as simple as that.
You are talking,
and that is what it comes down to.
Who are the 80%?
80% of the population of this country.
Who are
80% who are Hindus. 80% who are Hindus. Don't you know?
Who are Hindus?
Do you think 80% is from any other religion? 80% are Hindus. And before you as a Congress leader start abusing Hindus more, please understand your mask is off. Don't take Bageshwar Baba and try to get votes in Madhya Pradesh. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't take Bageshwar Baba and try to get votes in Madhya Pradesh. Don't be a hypocrite.
Arnab, may I come in?
Sanju is responding. The debate is hot. I am not opening lines, but I am going to read tweets. Sanju.
Arnab, I need to make a point. I don't want to shout. ठीक है, आप बोल लो पहले. आप जब खत्म हो जाएगा आपका तब मैं बोलूंगी. Arnab, let him complete because I don't want to shout. This is a very sensitive topic and I need my time to make my points. Thank you. I just want to say this first and foremost, Arnab Goswami, thank you for a no-holds-barred, very powerful introduction. As you rightly said, will Rahul Gandhi, will Udhayanidhi Stalin, will Akhilesh Yadav, will Mamata Banerjee, will Sonia Gandhi, will Priyanka Vadra, will Palturam Nitish Kumar, will Lalu Prasad Yadav, will Tejasvi Yadav, will Arvind Kejriwal, will any of these people have even an iota of the audacity that they show on local soil? Can they go to foreign soil and say anything against the Protestants, the Eastern Orthodox, the Roman Catholic Church? No. Can they speak the manner in which they've tarnished Hinduism and Sanatan Dharma? Can they speak like that about the practices of polygamy in Islam? No. And I just want to say one thing. Be it Satish Jarkiholi, who said Hinduism to hai hi nahi. Hinduism ek dikhawa hai, ek dhakosla hai. Be it Swami Prasad Maurya, who said Hindu and Hinduism are dirty words. Be it the likes of Rajendra Pal Gautam, who was an Aam Aadmi Party leader till October 2022. He said Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, Durga, Saraswati, ye sab sirf dikhawa hai. There is nothing called Brahma, nothing called Vishnu, nothing called Maheshwar, nothing called Saraswati, nothing called Durga. Then you have the likes of somebody like Chandrasekhar, who's the education minister in Bihar, and he says that the amount of hate that is being spread by Ramayana, Manusmriti, Vedas and Mahabharata, that is for all to see. These are the kind of leaders who are a part of the I.N.D.I.A alliance. I will borrow Arnab's terminology. I want to ask Rahul Gandhi, when the 2017 Gujarat elections were on the anvil, I remember Rahul Gandhi visited 38 temples and he had worn his Janeyu outside his kurta. And to everybody he proudly declared, मैं एक जनेऊ धारी हिंदू हूँ, मेरा गोत्र दत्तात्रेय है, मैं एक कश्मीरी ब्राह्मण हूँ. प्रियंका वड्रा उससे मेरी नाक तो मेरी दादी इंदिरा गांधी जैसी है, पर मैं एक प्राउड हिंदू प्रैक्टिसिंग हिंदू और हिंदुत्ववादी लड़की हूँ. Sonia Gandhi, I don't know what she says or what she preaches. That's a mystery to me. For all I care, I don't care. But my limited point is, why is it that K.C. Venugopal did not condemn Udhayanidhi Stalin? What did he say? We respect all religions. What did Uddhav Thackeray say? He said we respect all religions. Did he name and shame Udhayanidhi Stalin? No. Now imagine if this comment were made by even some minor, minuscule BJP leader. The tickers on television channels would be running, saffron bigot tarnishes Islam, saffron bigot tarnishes Christianity. Is it a free for all कि Hindus को Hindu मर्यादा को आप कुछ भी बोलकर चले जाओगे? And just 10 seconds more, Arnab. The refrain on social media is that we are against caste. We are not against Sanatan Dharma, and people have been quoting Baba Saheb Ambedkar. But I have been on a zillion debates on various channels, including yours, Arnab Goswami, on the hijab debate. And on hijab, Baba Saheb Ambedkar said that if there is one regressive and hideous piece of clothing that is a shame, it is the hijab. That time people said, no, we don't believe Ambedkar. What did Ambedkar say about Islam? He said you can either be a great Indian or a true Muslim. You cannot be both. If you're a great Indian, you are not a true Muslim. If you're a true Muslim, you cannot be a great Indian. These are Ambedkar's words in his book, Pakistan or the Partition of India. That time you don't believe Ambedkar when he questions the patriotic fervor and the patriotic spirit of Islamists. But when Ambedkar talks about a casteless society, it is so convenient to you, you lap it up. So basically, you will believe Ambedkar in parts and discard him in parts, which is not acceptable. And my limited point is this. Why is it that in a country which has 80% Hindu population, anyone, any Ayaram, Gayaram, be it Satish Jarkiholy, be it Swami Prasad Maurya, be it Akhilesh Yadav, who was saying prior to the Uttar Pradesh 2022 elections, मुझे मेरे सपने में कृष्ण भगवान नजर आते हैं. After that, I've never heard the name Krishna Bhagwan from Akhilesh Yadav. And his leader Swami Prasad Maurya continues to demonize Hindus, saying Hindus ढकोसलेबाज हैं, दोगले हैं, Hindu नाम की तो कोई चीज ही नहीं है. And I want to tell Udhayanidhi Stalin one thing. If you believe in a casteless society, why is it that when you go to Chennai and Vellore, where Dalits are in significant majority, you invoke Dalits? Why is it that when you go to northern Tamil Nadu, you speak of the one-year caste? Why is it that when you go to Kanchipuram district, you speak about the Mudaliar caste? Why is it that when you go to the western part of Tamil Nadu, you speak about the Kongu caste? Why is it that when you go to the southern part of Tamil Nadu and central part of Tamil Nadu, you speak about the Mukulator caste? Why is it that when you go to places like Tirunelveli, when you go to places like Virudanagar, when you go to places like Kanyakumari, you speak about the Nadar caste, because there the Nadars are in majority. So if anybody has profiteered from caste-based politics, it is DMK. And remember, Arnab, when DMK's Karunanidhi became the chief minister for the first time in 1969, his opening remark was, I believe what my idol Periyar said, Ram is a thief and Lord Ram mutilated thousands of women and he was a drunkard. These are the words of Karunanidhi. Shame on him, shame on Udhayanidhi, shame on this.
I think you made a fairly long intervention there and a good one. But having said that, I'd like to bring in Sadhvi Jayabharti, Hindu scholar, and Dushyant Sridhar, Vedic scholar. You see, Dushyant and Mr. Pulla Rao, let me also address you. Some people, superficial and illiterate people, say we are only talking about caste. No, they are talking about Hinduism. They do not have guts. They are cowards. They hate Hinduism. They want to abuse Hinduism. But then they sometimes call it Hindutva and sometimes call it Sanatan Dharma. The fact is, Hindutva, Sanatan Dharma, Hinduism is all one. And I would say, Mr. Pulla Rao, no person should have the guts to abuse Hinduism. Because if you abuse Hinduism, you are also abusing Mahatma Gandhi, who said Sanatan Dharma is not circumscribed like a proverbial frog in the well. It is broad as the ocean. You are also abusing Swami Vivekananda. You are also abusing former Chief Justice of India, S.A. Bobde, when he praised Sanatan Dharma. Now the point of the matter is this. There are some people who have made anti-Hinduism their politics. They are small-minded frogs in the well. They are the people like the Congress who have questioned the existence of Ram. They are people like Rahul Gandhi who say people who go to temples molest people on buses. They are small-minded people like Chidambaram who coined the word Hindu terrorism. The Trinamool Congress has insulted Kali. The JDU says them Ramcharitmanas spreads hatred. And the VCK is anti-Hindu. The point of the matter is this. Hinduism is a very tolerant religion, Mr. Pulla Rao. Very tolerant religion. But I also believe that today Hindus who are more than 80% of the population of this country are proud Hindus and very assertive Hindus. 80% of the population of Uttar Pradesh, 79.83% of the population of Maharashtra, 83% of the population of Bihar, and 88% of the population of Tamil Nadu, 70% of the population of Bengal. They will not change their religion, Mr. Pulla Rao. Neither will they tolerate someone who abuses their religion. You know why people do this? They do this, Mr. Pulla Rao, because they believe Hindus are not a consolidated vote bank. I am against religious vote banks. But this, if people stand up against an abuse like this, will be standing up for their rights under the Constitution of India. And the question is this: if the I.N.D.I.A alliance, Shyam Mekka and Pulla Rao do not take a position on this, then this will be the biggest issue before 2024. Biggest issue. It is not going to go away, Shyam Mekka. Every night we will ask this question.
Yeah.
Every night. Now issue a clarification. Mr. Pulla Rao first. Mr. Pulla Rao first.
Okay,
Mr. Pulla Rao first.
Let me answer you straight. You have taken away, let us go to one context. You have brought a whole galaxy, whole pantheon of leaders whom you have said they did this, they did that. They'll defend themselves, or as you say, they'll... Let me get to Tamil Nadu. What issue has been raised, I won't defend it, because let him interpret it as he likes, Stalin. But this was been going on in Tamil Nadu.
I want to speak about it, Mr. Rao. What has he said? No,
right,
I want to talk about what he said.
Let me tell you.
You have said Hinduism is like the coronavirus, which must be eradicated. I cannot move from that statement. You are running away from the statement, Mr. Pulla Rao. Kindly don't run. Kindly don't avoid the statement. The statement is in the public domain. You should have the courage to debate that statement. He has said that Hinduism is like dengue, which must be eradicated, and the Congress party has supported him.
That is for the Congress party to answer. Let me just bring you some context. Let me have a minute. I've heard all these gentlemen for 30 minutes. Let me have 1 minute. I was only trying to bring you that as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, this has been a subject from 1920. I didn't create it, or nobody else created it. It's the debate. The first government of Tamil Nadu, 1935, was by the Justice Party, which espoused these things. This is part of a debate there going on. I don't support it. But neither has it created that impact in Tamil Nadu, because they've been listening to these arguments, counter-arguments. This has been going on from 1920.
Really? You call this an argument? You call for the eradication of a religion an argument. You call for the eradication of a religion. You say, 1 minute, sir, you say that calling a religion dengue fever, calling a fever, a religion a disease is an argument. You actually try to intellectualize this.
It is not an argument.
And you are trying to justify it.
No.
You call this an argument, sir? I am a Hindu, sir. You are saying that my faith is a disease. It is not an argument, sir. Not in a civilized society. You cannot have that argument. You can talk about religions. You can follow another religion. You cannot fall for the eradication of a religion and make it a subject of political consolidation. It is wrong. And what is wrong must be called out for being wrong. Don't intellectualize it, sir. Don't try to put it in an aspect of contemporary history or try to be patronizing to me and say I don't understand the regional vicissitudes of the subject. Understand it for the morality and the ethics of it, Mr. Pulla Rao. It is wrong.
No.
Would you say anybody calling for the eradication of Islam could be intellectualized?
No, not at all.
Arnab, can I come in here?
Would you intellectualize anyone calling for the eradication of Islam? Would you intellectualize it, sir?
No, you haven't let me finish a sentence. You have let me speak.
I will wait.
For 30
Sir,
seconds.
you've been talking sentences over sentences and you still feel that you're going to complete what you want to say in the next sentence. Please allow me to
I want to complete it.
While you
I'll hear you with patience. Let me complete it.
I haven't even spoken, sir. I haven't even spoken.
Okay, let me hear.
Right.
Yeah. One thing that you've said, this is an argument. And, the people who've given that statement and this gentleman who was actually laughing out and mocking the other panelists while they were speaking, I would start with his comment as he is a Congress representative here. He said that he do not agree with Mr. Stalin's son, what he said yesterday on one ground, that he equated Sanatan Dharma / Hinduism with corona or malaria or other sort of infections, and he says Hinduism is even worse. We've taken that as a formal statement of Congress party, and I'm sure you're going to answer that. So if agency, you're the custodians of law, you sit in the legislation, you make law, while you could not respect the Article 21 of the Constitution that bestows the right to all Indian citizens to practice, profess any religion they want. While the Article 21 stands, you cannot call for an abolition, eradication, or such words to any system of faith in India. While I would also go ahead and say, no, sir, please, I'm going to say, and you can have your say. While you say that this gentleman had said that the Sanatan Dharma should be abolished, should be eradicated, he's very much confused in his own legacy. He gets his name from his father, Stalin, which he gets further from Joseph Stalin, who actually enacted a law that made atheism a state law. And he butchered priests, he brought down churches. While he's a practicing Catholic in Tamil Nadu, he promotes Catholicism, he promotes Christianity, and he gets his name from an atheist. So you preach what Britishers has told you because they are the people who bought the census that was first done in India on the basis of caste. There was no such census before. They take the legacy from Britishers,
clarity.
while Periyar says that the only language that can replace Tamil was English. And then you are promote Christianity while you say that the Hinduism will be eradicated, and then you end up calling it an argument, taking away my constitutional rights. And you say that you're an argument, sir. At least make your defense as sensible as people of India are. You are utterly confused, and don't think we'll get confused just because of vote banks. Sanju has very nicely explained.
This has become an issue,
and you portray different. Sometimes you're a Brahmin, sometimes you're the most references of casteism is made by the people who find that casteism should not be promoted. You are the person who has divided.
By the way, there is no need to be defensive on that, because there is no need. First of all, I'll tell you, Sadhvi Jayabharti, you are more learned than me. But there is no need to be defensive of this, because Hinduism is the most pro-reform religion in the world. There is no other religion which has gone through as many evolutions and reforms to stay with the times as Hinduism.
These people,
and only people who are empty-headed would comment about Hinduism in a regressive manner.
They speak about, they never speak a word about triple talaq. They never speak about halala.
Neither does she know the relationship Stalin had with India. And I think she needs to study more.
The people, I'll bring in Dushyant now.
You do not know about
Vivek, I'll bring in Dushyant now. I'll bring in Dushyant. I just want to make a point before I bring in Dushyant.
You start making personal comments.
This has become a serious matter. It should become a very big issue before the 2024 elections. We cannot trust people who are against the religion of 80% of the people of this country. It is as simple as that. And let it be an open discussion and decision on it. No, I'm sorry. You cannot. The Alliance has to come out with an official comment. As part of my pursuit of the subject, my question is this: that some people are saying, why are you linking this to the India alliance? And my reasoning is very simple. I bring in Dushyant. You see, the DMK very senior leader has said this. Point number one. That very senior leader is the son of the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Point number two. Point number three, Congress leaders like Karti Chidambaram, very senior in the Tamil Nadu Congress, have supported it. Point number four, the Congress is silent on it. Point number five, in this event, which was about the eradication or abolition of Hinduism, right? In this event, CPM MP, Sue Venkateshan, effectively part of the organization committee of this confluence, which seems to me to be a Hindu hate promoted event. There are CPM people, there are CPI people, and there are DMK people. So it is obviously a position supported by individual constituents of the I.N.D.I.A bloc. It's as simple as that. Therefore, I think it is the bloc which is answerable. I really think it is. Now I'd like to hand over to Dushyant Sridhar.
Common minimum program. It is not a part of the common minimum program. It is not a part of the common minimum
program. Well, it better be. Well, it better be. Your clarification better be.
Okay. Yeah, it is not. Yes.
Hindu phobia seems to be a part of
Arnab.
my
earnest request is to... That needs to be studied. Yeah. Yes, Dushyant, please speak. We are waiting.
Arnab, namaskaram and namaskaram to my fellow panelists. I have an earnest request. Please fade the other volumes down. I was very patient. I never interrupted. I don't have the energy to shout. One, at the opening you said, if such uncharitable remarks were made against any other religion, what would be the reaction? Your question was right, but I'll tell you why such uncharitable remarks are reserved only for Hinduism. Because Hinduism, the 80% of India, which is the majority Hindu community, is an orphaned community. There is nobody to raise voice for this religion. So anybody and everybody who passes by the street can always hurl stones and abuses at this religion. That said, let me now get into one aspect for all your viewers. What is Sanatana Dharma? It is the eternal truth. Do we have references for it? In Srimad Ramayanam, in Kishkindha Kandam, when Vali abducts his brother's wife, Rama says you need to be killed, Vali, because you have abducted your brother's
do you support caste system?
Brother's wife. So he says, can you please keep quiet for some time? Have the decency.
It's not beyond your head.
Now, 1, 2, Arnab, if they're not going to fade, I'm going to stop talking. If you're not going to fade the other voices, they are irrelevant. 1.
Continue,
Second,
continue, and please, Vivek, be quiet.
Krishnam Dharmam Sanatanam. Because you are not educated enough, you are not having the patience to listen. You come from a failed party. 2 and 3. And 3, Arnab, speaking the truth, Satyam Vada Dharmanchara is Sanatana Dharma. So they are against the eternal truth of speaking the truth. So all this is why they are against. Now coming to the conference, what was held, Arnab, prior to Udhayanidhi Stalin, there was this person called K. Veeramani who said that Hinduism and Sanatana Dharma are synonymous words. Hinduism is equal to Sanatana Dharma. Followed by him was Udhayanidhi Stalin's speech where he said Sanatana Dharma needs to be abrogated. It needs to be abolished. It needs to be annihilated, which means the religion should be annihilated. There is no misunderstanding in the statement at all. And I would absolutely commend Udhayanidhi Stalin for towing the Dravidian line. In 1957 Periyar, who was their ideologue, openly said that thousands of Brahmin agraharams should be burnt and Brahmins should be killed. So much so, in November 1957, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru wrote a letter to Kamaraj stating that this man should be put in an asylum. He is calling for an open genocide. So this has been there as a part of their history. And second, their threat to storming and bombing temples, their breaking of idols, their putting chappal mala to Rama and Sita has been there going on for the last 60 years. Maybe it is not noticed by the media because media at one point in time never looked south of Vindhyas. They didn't notice all of this. All of this is there in the public domain. But one thing that I would like to conclude my small talk, Arnab, with. Meda Tithi in his commentary states, Yavat samsaram yesha dharmaha. Till this universe exists, Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism will live. So immaterial of whether he calls for a genocide or not, Hinduism will live and Sanatana Dharma will live. With this positive note, I would like to give a bundle of confidence. Whichever party supports or doesn't support, doesn't matter. Hindus can stand up for themselves.
No.
Yeah, but I would repeat this time. There is a general election that is going to happen in this country, and a general election has to be a referendum on fundamental issues. You have said that the religion of 80% of the people of this country should be eradicated. You think you can have an alliance that can keep quiet on this?
No.
You think this debate is trending just like that?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You think people are not watching this?
You're talking of Dalit upliftment.
Sadhus were lynched.
Is the BJP trying to say that there should be no reservation? Nothing happened against the Dalits?
He's a part of the
government. You want to abolish it? Is that the official stand of the BJP and Sanju Verma?
A Hindu sadhu was killed in Rajasthan. Mahan
If everything was so great about Sanatan Dharma,
what did Ashok
why did Ambedkar leave and become a Buddhist?
In 2022, a Hindu sadhu will
Ladies and gentlemen,
mythology.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will return to this subject tomorrow, and I will debate this again at 9 o'clock tomorrow. At 9 o'clock again, we will debate this tomorrow. For there will be no running away from this subject. Either the I.N.D.I.A alliance makes a statement on it, or we will know where they stand. It's as clear as that. Hindus are both assertive and proud of being Hindus. You cannot abuse their religion, threaten to eradicate it, and then go asking for votes. Arvind Kejriwal should also speak up on this subject. Ladies and gentlemen, some tweets tonight. Parshuram says, don't apologize, I.N.D.I.A. Thanks for bringing all Sanatanis now together. Shobha Chandla says, they are a potent threat to the entire Hindu community. Pinky Verma says, in their hatred for Modi, the dotted alliance has now become openly hateful towards Hindutva. Ladies and gentlemen, the opinion is clear, the opinion is strong, the debate is trending, and we will be back with this at 9 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you tomorrow. And on the other side of the debate, we have two really sharp debates, including the whole issue of how an anti-national statement, a pro-Pakistan statement, has now become the subject for a new twist in the 370 case in the Supreme Court. I'm back in a few minutes.